Okay. We are live. Just give me a second while I set something up because I forgot to. Forgot to pull it up before I started, so forgive me. All right. There we go. Okay. So, as you guys see in the title, it is Team Takeover Tuesday, and today we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Sorry, I'm still trying to set this up. I'm trying to work multiple things at one time. All right. If I look greasy or like I haven't showered, it's because I didn't shower today. And that's the perks of working from home. So I woke up, got to work from home, and then after that, I went to football practice. So I got a lift in and everything. So it was nice. It was nice, but that's why I look greasy. All right, but anyways, I think I got everything done that I wanted to get done before starting this. So go ahead and continue with it. So today is Team Takeover Tuesday. Before we get into trying to fix the Philadelphia Eagles offseason, we could talk a little bit about the games, which I didn't have pulled up, so that's stupid too. But games that happened last weekend. So Toby and I were talking about it a couple weeks ago doing our predictions, and it actually turned out pretty much how we predicted, I believe. I think we predicted the Bucks to make it and the Chiefs or the Bills. I think I put the Bills in. And Bills cost me a little bit of money. Chiefs almost cost me some money. I'm sorry, not Chiefs. The Bucks almost cost me some money as well. So if the Bucks win, I think I get like $100. So that's good. But sorry, I'm trying to pull up the scores of the games last week. It doesn't matter. But Bucks won, Chiefs won. So they'll be doing the Super Bowl. If the Chiefs stay going 100% like that, I think the Bucks and the Bills are very, very similar in the way their team is built. So as long as the Bucks stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals, I think that's the only way. If the Chiefs continue to go on this level, I think that's the only way that they'll win is if they don't settle for field goals, go for it on 4th and short. All right, but that's my prediction. Is hoping the Bills win, but I got Chiefs winning. We'll say 38-31. I don't know what the money line is. I think it's 3.5. So I guess I'd take the Chiefs with it. But all right, let's get into this. I'm going to share my screen, and we will go over the Philadelphia Eagles and fixing them. Okay. All right. I'm trying to make sure everything can be seen. All right, cool. Yeah, we're good. So, fixing the Philadelphia Eagles, starting in the offseason. So, like we usually do, we're going to go ahead. Yeah, I know, PowerPoint this time. I'm getting a little fancier, just a little bit. Going into their starting, not potential, I meant to say predicted cap space. They are negative 53.5 million projected cap space. So they're 31st in the NFL with cap space. The only team that has less cap space than them with negative 112 million is the New Orleans Saints. So going into this, there's rumors going around that they might not drop the cap, which means that they'll have, instead of 53.5 in the hole, they would be like 25, 30. So they still have a ways to go before they even get back to where they can play, because that's a lot. So they're kind of in that what is it called? I'm blanking on the word, but they're in that the middle stage where they aren't good enough to win a Super Bowl. Purgatory. There it is. But so it's like, do you restart or not? So these are the pending free agents that they have going into this season. You got Jason Peters, who was going to play guard for them, ended up playing left tackle because Andre Dillard ended up tearing his ACL. And you got a couple other guys, Jalen Mills, Nate Sudfeld, Robbie Coleman. A couple of these guys start. So Vinny Curry is another big starter for them. They just don't have the cap space to bring all these people back. I thought about bringing back Cameron Johnston, their punter, but bringing him back, you might have to pay him, a pretty penny. So you might as well just work out another guy because he's not a great punter. He's one of those average punters. So you can flip that over pretty easily, I believe, and get a younger guy. He's 29, but you never know. Oh, make it bigger. Oh, that's right. It's the names. All right. I'm going to go ahead and make it where you don't see me anymore, just full screen. We'll see if that looks good. And if not, whoops. And then we can also do this. Hold on. I can do this. Slideshow. Let's do slideshow. The current slide. I don't care. Okay. There we go. This is probably really good. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So, who we're going to re-sign? I think Boston Scott, running back, is a nice number 2 running back. Corey Clement is another good guy that they could have brought back, but it's just not worth it at this point. You're so far under the cap. You're probably going to have to start a rebuild. Nate Gary, bring him back for a small deal. Again, all these deals are under $1 million per year, except for Greg Ward, wide receiver, who's probably a solid number 3 guy, and he's young. So just sign him for a 2-year, $1.5 million per year type thing. And so with these resigns, now they've got negative $55 million in cap. So a long way to go until they're able to sign some free agents. So it's time to cut some of that dead weight. So we're going to restructure and trade Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, he's not going to. I don't know. Apparently, there's rumors going around that he's going to stay with this new coach, and they're going to build around him. But I mean, his cap hit is so high. He's lost so much. Hold on. I apologize. I'm trying to. I don't know what happened. I heard a noise, so I just assumed someone was trying to get in here, but I'll continue from current slide. Okay. Sorry, still getting used to this. So with the new coaching staff, they could try to build around him. He is still young. He, before getting injured, was on, the road. He was the MVP favorite halfway through the season before getting injured and was going to take the team on to the Super Bowl. Instead, Nick Foles takes over, beats the Patriots in a shootout. I mean, he carried them. It wasn't a defensive game. He carried them to win that Super Bowl. And then they built a statue of Nick Foles. Carson Wentz is supposed to be the starter, and they built a statue of Nick Foles because he won the Super Bowl. Then halfway through the year, they keep Nick Foles. They give him a contract extension. They pay him a lot of money. Team's starting to want Nick Foles around. There's rumors about that. So, I mean, just with that. And then in the second round, they get a guy in Jalen Hurts as a backup quarterback. Now, it's one of those things that kind of eats away at a quarterback, especially, someone like Carson Wentz. So he's going to need a new place. He's going to need a better fan base that's not continually turning their back on him. So he said that he'd restructure. I think the best thing for them to do is restructure the contract. You're going to get $35 million off the books, and you're not going to get a first or a second for him because of how much he's going to cost with that contract, and also how he's deteriorated these last 2 years. So, I mean, if you get a third from a team like Indianapolis, I could see that. But right now, I mean, you've got Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers might be looking for a new place. Jimmy Garoppolo, Sam Darnold's going to probably be looking for another place. Gardner Minshew. There's going to be a lot of quarterbacks. Dak Prescott might not sign the franchise tag, but I assume they're going to re-sign him, so he won't be on the market. But there's going to be a lot of guys. So I don't see a team trading more than a third for him. I think if a team trades a third for him, it's because they're ready to win now and they're just taking a shot. But I could see you getting a fourth and next year's sixth or something like that for him. Next, we're going to need to trade Derek Barnett. He's very young. I think he's coming off his rookie contract. Or, I'm sorry, this will be the fourth year of his rookie contract, something like that. So he's like 25 years old, and he's been pretty decent in the league, but he's got zero cap penalty. And you just can't be paying him $10.5 million. You're paying a bunch of other guys like Fletcher Cox, $18 million at 33 years old to be eating up space in the middle. And you got some other guys that can play the edge. So it sucks. You don't want to get rid of a young piece that, you spend a first round pick on, and that's like actually good. But I think that's kind of what they're going to have to do here is try to trade him, hopefully get a second, most likely, a team, since the cap situation is pretty ugly, a team's probably going to try to finagle and get a third out of you. Only you have to give up a third. So, you saw last year a guy like DeForest Buckner go for a mid-first. Derek Barnett's not as good as him, but he's younger and he's on a expiring contract. So you might get a mid-second if you're lucky. It's probably a third though. Then you're going to have to trade a guy like Zach Ertz. Right now his cap hit would be $12.5 million, and he's just been kind of injured, banged up. He's not as fast as he used to be, and it's just not really worth it to keep him on when you got a guy like Dallas Goedert that you drafted pretty early as well. So it saves $4 million if you go ahead and trade him. Worst case, you cut him, but I think there's going to be a team out there. Yes, he's I think the third highest paid tight end in the league, second maybe, behind Travis Kelce, but he's a top 5 tight end still, even with his injury concerns and him getting up there in age. That I'd be surprised if you don't get a fifth or even just a sixth back for him. You're going to get something. You're not going to have to just cut him. So next, Deshaun Jackson is old. He's injury prone. I think he's played in like 7 games the past 2 seasons combined. So you can save about I think it's $6.8 million. If you're lucky, you could try to trade him out, but I think it's 13 mil is what his cap hit is right now, 14 million. And just, I mean, an old guy like that who's not able to stay healthy. It'd be one thing if he's Marvin Jones, who's still playing at a high level and stays relatively healthy. But I mean, you're lucky to get 7 games out of him. If you get 7-8 games out of Deshaun Jackson, I think you're lucky. So they're just gonna have to cut him. He'll probably sign with another team, but it'll be for like a $3-4 million deal, not this 13-14 million, whatever it is. So now with all that cutting, you get under the cap. You're at that 9.3. I think is wrong because I was doing some other finessing in here. I think it's only 1.1, if I'm 100% correct. I think it's 1.1 is available, not 9.3, because you can cut guys like Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham if you want to do a full rebuild. But you're not going to get any picks back for both of those guys. And it's going to be you're going to end up paying them about $10 million to $13 million of dead cap. So that's kind of why they're in purgatory right now. You got them for, I think, 2 more years. getting a lot of money, and after that you can cut them. But I mean, this team, they're kind of set up for failure. That's why this is the worst. I think this was the worst job to take, just because the fan base is unrealistic because of that Super Bowl they won, and they've got a bunch of guys that have a big cap hit and are older. So they're not going to end up getting any guys in free agency, just because, and other than getting guys for veteran minimum contracts, $500,000 to $700,000 a year. Unless you want to go full rebuild, take on a bunch of dead cap, and just drop all the old guys and end up going for the #1 overall pick next year. Because, I mean, this team's in purgatory. I don't know. What I ended up doing is, it's a weak division. You're competing with guys like Dallas, who, honestly, I think they're going to be struggling as well. I think they're the best contender, and then Washington is second. And I mean, other than that, you have the Giants, who I think Giants suck. So this is a division that if you end up, beating your division and go 10-6, you're probably making the playoffs. So I think what they do is they just try to make the playoffs and build a culture for the next 2 years and build around Jalen Hurts. I mean, it's a bad situation. You're not going to win a Super Bowl with this roster unless Jalen Hurts plays like Deshaun Watson. If Jalen Hurts plays like Deshaun Watson, you draft pretty well in the mid rounds, you can make a case. But this team is just they're set up for failure. I don't know what else to say other than completely stripping it down. And it's not like they're going to strip it down like Miami did, strip it down like Jacksonville did, where you strip it down and after 1 year you have the highest cap. You've got 2 first-round picks for the next 2 years, 2 second-round picks. No, this team, you're going to strip it down. You're going to have no cap space. Next year, you're going to have no cap space. The year after that, you're going to have medium cap space. And you're going to have 1 first, 1 second, 2/3 if you're lucky. So it's not like they're going to rebuild and just, magically come up like Miami did, or like how I believe Jacksonville will in the next couple years. It's a completely different rebuild. The way the roster construction was, they were in win now mode, and Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson, I believe, screwed them. So I think you just go with what you've got for the next 2 years, get some young guys, and then try to not rebuild, but reload is the word I want to do. So stay competitive this year. Make it a compelling place for free agents to come, because you're making the playoffs. You can see you're 2 pieces away. Try to get some free agents to come, even though you have no money. They're going to need to take a discount and hit on these mid-round draft picks. So enough of that talk. It's time to get to the draft. So last time I took these. I only took the first-round picks with Miami that we traded Xavier Howard for. This time, we're not going to pretend that we got a 3rd from any team. We're not going to pretend like we got a 5th from any team for these picks. We're going to pretend we're going to play it like we ended up having to cut them, restructure and cut Carson Wentz, restructure or just cut Derek Barnett because no one's giving anything from him. That's how we're going to play it, and we're going to see how it goes. So stop sharing that screen. You guys get to see me again, so that's exciting. And go over to. Oops, I gotta share my screen. I wish there was an easier way to do this. There probably is. I just don't know. Chrome tabs, mock draft. All right. So we're gonna end up doing it same way we did it last time. What team am I? Eagles. Perfect. So we'll pick the Eagles. We're going to do a 7-round. And last time we put it on fast, I didn't like that because I couldn't see the picks that were going. I think slow is pretty slow for a 7-round. It's going to take us 25 minutes to get through. So we'll try normal. Yeah. All right. So draft is paused. We got the 6th pick. So we're, Trevor Lawrence is going to go there. You would think they take a quarterback. Let's see. All right, so you can see everything on here. I'm going to see if I can just zoom in just a little bit. Yeah, I like that. All right, awesome. So we're zoomed in some too. So I think, quarterback here, probably quarterback there, if not Penei Sewell. He's going to be a wide receiver, Penei Sewell, quarterback or defensive end, offensive lineman, and then it's going to be us. So we're probably going to get a pick at wide receiver. We do need offensive line help. We do need corner help. We do need safety help. We need edge help. We need a lot. So we are just going to pick best available because we need a lot, and we're just trying to load up in this draft. So first things first, quarterback, Michael Parsons, edge player. I believe that's probably a lineman that went. So, which means there's Justin Fields is left on here. So we're on the clock. We got some trades. To trade back one pick, they'll give us the third and fourth rounder this year, and we just have to give up our fifth. I like that. You only trade back one pick, and they're going up for quarterback or wide receiver, and that'll be the first wide receiver gone. So, or we trade back two picks and we get first and second. So we can pick up a second rounder, or we can pick up a third and fourth. The second rounder is a top 50 pick. Oh, man. We trade back one spot or we trade back two spots. Oh. I want that second. Third and fourth. Let's trade back two spots, pick up the second, right? Let's do that. So, yeah, Penei Sewell went. They traded up for Patrick Surtain, and then a quarterback went at 7, which was going to go at 7 if we traded back regardless. So now we're up. We got our pick of wide receivers. I want to go Devontae Smith here, but because of who they have on their roster at wide receiver, they've already got J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who can do this kind of stuff. They kind of need a true X receiver, and the only one that I feel comfortable here with is Jamar Chase. Jalen Waddle's a speedster. He's great downfield, but he's not a true X. As much as I don't really feel comfortable with Chase in the top 10, wide receiver is the play. I'm gonna go Devontae. I think Devontae here is great, so we'll take Devontae. Caleb Farley goes. Cosme sneaks up in the top 10. Chase won a couple picks later. Joseph Osai, Rashawn Slater, who I love. Najee Harris went. Trey Lance at 19. Darisaw at 20. Couple more receivers. ETN's the first running back off the board. Couple tackles. Nick Bolton goes. Tony at 29. Tony sneaks into the first round. Our next pick is at 40, which is the one that we traded for. Apparently we don't. Oh, I'm sorry, 38. I was like, what? We don't have our own second round pick. So to trade back from 38, trade back 20 spots, they give us 2/3 and a fourth, and they want us to trade one of our thirds, though, which is a way better third than either of theirs. So we're trading back 20 spots. Then we're also trading back 19 spots, where we pick up a third and fourth, or trade back 6 spots, get next year's second. So we get another second, and then, oh, man. So we trade our second and third for a second, third, and fourth. So we trade back twice, and we pick up a third and fourth, or we trade back, oh, man, and we pick up next year's second. I think the thing for them to do right now is start trading back. And so I do want to make this trade happen, especially since we got to pick in 2 picks. So it's not going to kill us. Shoot, why is it so hard? I need a third round pick. So we'll trade back our third round and pick up another third and a fourth. How about that? We don't need a second rounder next year. We'll accept their trade. They traded up for Barmore. So for us right now, we do need a corner think Caleb Farley went. So the next corner on the board is J.C. Horn at 40. J.C. Horn's pretty good. He's athletic. He's just not extremely ball hawking, but he is physical, even though he can't tackle extremely well. But he's physical with the receiver, so that's good. We can trade back 4 spots and pick up a 5th, or trade back a whole 2 rounds. Okay, so we can push our 2nd into next year and pick up a 4th, 5th, and 6th. So then we wouldn't have a 2nd rounder this year. But next year we'd have 2 seconds. This round, no, that's not good enough. I'll trade back 4 picks, pick up a 5th. How about that? Wyatt Davis goes, J2 Fele, Jalen Phillips. All right, no, we're gonna make a pick here. I don't really want to, that's not a bad trade. Dang it, that's not a bad trade either. I would love to see, I wish that's what they did. They would actually let you see who's still on the clock. Because if we trade back all the way to 64, we're not going to get, I guess we have a pick at 58. Our corner is not going to last that long. It's the thing. So the next guy after that would be Asante Samuel. But again, this is the way that we're going to have to rebuild, is through the draft. So picking up more quality second, third, and 4th round picks throughout the next couple of years. No, okay. So we'll accept it. I didn't really want to take that trade, but all right, offensive lineman went, which we do need another offensive lineman. Offensive lineman, center, corner went. So that's, did I mess up? I might have messed up. No, we're not taking this. We're picking now. So we need everything, basically. So linebackers still left. We've got athletic Chaz Surratt. He's new to the position. So, I mean, he's got some molding to do. Jabril Cox. Other than that, linebacker got very, very thin. Cornerbacks, we can look at who's left on corners, and I was extremely mistaken when I said that we had a corner available still, so that's a mess up. But I mean, they were gone. Yeah, they were gone before that first pick, so trading back wasn't a bad idea. Tyson Campbell from Georgia, he's a long, lanky guy. Good athleticism, they say, good movement. He's only an outside corner. And press man is where he's going to, I don't know. So we can take him here. We also have a pick in a little bit. So it's kind of take best available because we are trying to rebuild this entire roster. So we can take a really good safety. Again, both of these guys I haven't watched too much tape on, but both of them apparently people love. Free safety, cover 1s and cover 3s, so he can play the middle of the field. Not very good in run support. What about Holland? 6'1", almost 200 pounds. He's scheme versatile. Ooh, I like that. Let's go ahead and get a linebacker because I don't think they're going to be here very much longer. And it's either get Jabril Cox or Chaz Surratt. Since we're in this kind of in the long haul and we need a more athletic linebacker anyways, I'm going to get Chaz Surratt. I think he's a steal at this spot anyways. I think he won't last too far into the 2nd round. So let's get him, and then hopefully one of these safeties falls. Elijah Moore. One of the safeties are gone. Tackle's gone. Another edge rusher. Boom. Our pick. Let's go. All right. So we can go ahead and get our Tyson Campbell at corner. Go ahead and get a safety. And tackles. William Little still here. Spencer Brown's going to be doing really well at the Pro Day. So is James Hudson. So not Pro Day, Senior Bowl. They're playing in the Senior Bowl. So is Adrian Ely. So they might shoot up draft stocks if they perform well there. But at the moment, I'm not too worried about all of them. I mean, if I can walk away with Walker Little, when's my next pick? At 89. I'll go with Walker Little at 89. Golden, if not next year, right? Hold on, I gotta turn off Discord. Discord's annoying me. Oops. Stuff just keeps popping up on my screen, man. Let's rebuild this team. Ends up trading all his early round picks. Yeah, man. I'm trading it because you know what? I made a first round pick and it was a top 10 pick too. Look at that. And I got myself a wide receiver who I think is going to be really, really good. And then I traded my second round pick for a bunch of seconds and thirds, or I think a bunch of thirds and fourths, and then I got more thirds, and I got a third next year too. So it's not going to be a 1 year rebuild. This is like going to be a 3 year rebuild, where we're hopefully trying to make the playoffs every single year. You don't need a wide receiver. No, I cut Deshaun Jackson. You missed that. Deshaun Jackson's gone, dude. He can't stay healthy. He's $13 million cap. And I'd save $7 million if I just cut him. So I cut him after June 1st. Sorry, I was drinking water. That probably sounded gross. But yeah, I ended up cutting him because this team we were $55 million in debt. So had to clear up some cap space. Carson Wentz is also gone. So who's that quarterback too? Kyle Trask is still here. Ooh, that is tempting. Now, I think Jalen Hurts plays well and it possibly get Jamie Newman in the late rounds. But lost a lifelong fan. All right. So back to what we were saying. Javon Holland is versatile. So we can go ahead and get him and hope that one of our tackles is still there. I think 89 was our pick. At 89? Or we can get a cornerback like Tyson Campbell. Sean Wade is still there. Paulson Adebo is pretty okay. This dude's a freak athlete, Melifonwu. Molden's So, I mean, there's still a couple corners. But, I mean, honestly, Marco, I might find a late round gem in Marco Wilson. Yeah, I mean, we need to get a bunch. We need to hit on third round picks. So we need to go for guys with high ceilings because we want to turn third round picks into above average starters and borderline Pro Bowlers. So getting a guy like Javon Holland, 6'1", 200 pounds. I mean, he's a freak athlete. He's very versatile. He can line up as a single high safety. Was your plan with a quarterback? Oh, what's the plan? I say we rock Jalen Hurts for this year. Get a guy late round that has upside. Stafford's not in free agency, dude. It's a trade. We'd have to trade a first round pick for him. We would have had to trade. We've got the sixth pick. So we would have had to either trade the sixth pick and ask them, to give us a second rounder back or something like that, or because we traded back. We had the sixth pick. So, I mean, because I think a team like San Francisco would be willing to trade for him. Washington, Chicago, even though that's in the same division. So, I mean, we'd have to trade a second round pick for him and more, or the sixth. You'd have to trade a lot just to get Stafford. So that's not really the plan. I think this year we are going to ride it out with Jalen Hurts and get a late round guy that we think we can mold that has all the intangibles. So that's why, like Kyle Trask, if we ended up getting Kyle Trask right here, that's awesome. Wow, we can get Kyle Trask, but his ceiling is limited, and I don't want to use a second round pick. No. Agreed to part ways means that they're gonna they're agreeing to find a trade. So, so that's kind of what it is. Because I don't know, but yeah, no, they're gonna get a trade. It's not gonna be cut. They're gonna get something back for him because they can get a first-round pick for Matt Stafford. So now I don't know what his dead cap is. I haven't looked at that, but I mean that doesn't matter for the team trading for him. So yeah, so our aim is to get a guy like Jamie Newman, who Jamie Newman can be like Justin Fields. I think so. Or yeah, so it's Jamie Newman or Kellen Mond. And you can get Jamie in the 6th and get Kellen Mond in the 7th. Or possibly, you'll probably have to get Jamie Newman in the 5th, but you get him in the 5th or him in the 7th. And both of them are big body guys. Jamie Newman's very athletic, but he also has a good deep ball. And Kellen Mond is he's got an okay deep ball, but he's got the body that you'd want. He looks like Carson Wentz. And he can run pretty well too. All right, I think we're going to get this safety, even though there's still so many safeties. I don't know, man. Should we get 2 safeties in this draft? Oh, this is hard. I don't know why this is hard for me, but let's just get interior offensive line. What are we looking like in here? All right, so we have a center. Ben Cleveland, who's okay. I don't know the Notre Dame guys. Drake Jackson's also a center. Trey Hill is a guard. Okay. 19 mil dead cap. Well, hold on. I'm gonna look up under the cap. And let's look at cap space for the Lions. So the Lions have $2 million in cap right now. So like taking the 15 or the, what was it, 19 million dead cap. Taking 19 million dead cap is not great. But it's not going to kill them. Because it might save them money in the long run. Let me see if I can pull this up without clicking on any viruses. Yeah, so Matt Stafford. Yeah, so it's 19 million dead cap, but you're saving 14 mil. So it's really only going to cost them 5 million. That's how that works, right? And that's pre-June 1st. Oh, so if they do it post-June 1st, so if they wait and trade him post-June 1st, here, I'll share this screen just so you guys can see what I'm doing. Marvin Wilson. Yeah, is he still there? It's like a defensive tackle. Because right now we have, Fletcher Cox still on contract. He is still there. And my guy Tyler Shelvin's still there too. And Slim McNeil's still there. So, yeah, there are some defensive tackles. I think if we can get him with our next pick at 89, that's a good goal, because then next year we can cut Fletcher Cox, and I think it'll save us like $6 million or something like that. But Fletcher Cox will probably play Pro Bowl level. So okay, let's see. Stop sharing the screen. Okay, share screen. And we will share this one. Okay, so now that you guys are seeing this is over the cap. This is kind of what I do to discover how much it's going to end up costing to cut somebody and stuff like that. So say they want to cut their center Frank Bragg now, which they're not going to. But if they cut him or trade him pre-June 1st, so before June 1st, it's going to cost them almost $4 million in cap, and it'll save them no money. So I'm not on camera. You can walk past. So if they want to get rid of Matt Stafford in a trade, if they trade him before June 1st, $19 million of dead cap will occur, but they'll save $14 million. So you really want to subtract. So if it's something like this where Trey Flowers, the defensive end, that they got in free agency and paid a butt ton for, $27 million in dead cap, and then $6 million in savings, almost $7 million in savings. I mean, you're cutting a guy. He's going to cost you more money to not have him on your roster. So instead of it being you keep him, it's $20 million is what he's going to cost you this year, and he's playing for you. If you cut him before June 1st, he's going to cost you $27 million, and he's not even on the team. So that's kind of how you – not 27, I'm sorry, because it'd be 27 minus the 7. He'd cost the same amount, $20 million, to not even be on your team. So that's what you kind of got to look at. And then also post June 1st is whenever the new league year starts. So then it changes the numbers for some people. Some people it stays the same. Some people it changes. So now if they want to get rid of Matthew Stafford, so he's $33 million now, they are going to get rid of him. So they'll wait till June 1st and they'll end up trading him, which they'll have to eat $13 million, but it saves 20. So, if they kept him, he'd be 33. They're going to trade him, probably get a first for him. They're still going to have to pay him $13 million for that year. And we'll see kind of when is Brandon going to stream. Hey, he should. I'd watch if he streams some stock stuff. So going back to this, if they trade him post June 1st, this year they'd have to eat $13 million. Next year he's only going to cost them $3 million, and the year after that he's only going to cost them $3 million. So if you get a first round pick, and I mean you have to eat $13 million, but with that first round pick, say you get another quarterback, that's going to cost you $13 million, something like that, depending on when you get them. I mean, it's worth it if he doesn't want to be on your team or you're rebuilding. So that's over the cap. That's kind of how I get these numbers. So going back, what are you doing? Going back to our draft, we got the last pick in the first and second round. So we can go ahead and get a guy like Marvin Wilson, but he probably will be there since there's I'm going to take the risk that he's there at 89. There's also safety. So right now I'm thinking either getting a safety, which I'm probably going to get 2 in this draft because look at him. I'll probably get a guy like again, versatile, scheme fit for everything. And so is Javon Holland. So we'll go ahead and get Javon Holland because he's not going to make it there. He's, some people have him as the first safety on their board. We'll go ahead and take him, and let's see who goes next. They want us to trade up. We're not looking to trade up. They took Tutu Atwell, and that's disgusting, taking him in the beginning of the third. Again, they want us to trade up. I don't want to trade up. Tyson Campbell went, so that stinks. People really want us to trade up. I don't want to trade up. Tight end went, which, I mean, we don't really need one right now unless we want to run 12 personnel. Again, Sean Wade goes. So safeties are going off the board right now, and that's probably why they're not safeties, corners. That's probably why they're calling us, just because they know that we're going to want to get in on this run. Wow, a lot of corners went off the board, so that sucks. There's no point in trading up now, so we're gonna have to get a Jesus Christ. We're gonna have to get a corner some other time, or just play a big nickel the entire time. Oh my goodness, I'm not trading up. That's actually not a bad trade. Kyle Trask goes in the middle of the third. And now we've got 3 picks in the back end of the third round. This is why we do this, guys. This is why we do this. Look at this. I can give up a 7th to move up 2 spots. I'm good. All the corners I wanted are gone anyways. Who are they going to take? No, I don't want to trade up. Stop. All right. So Michael Carter went, and then my guy Walker Little did go. So going to corners, which we need big time. Yeah, they took all the corners. So next year we're gonna have to hit corner pretty hard. This year we're not really worried about it. I guess we'll take a couple late round flyers, but at this spot, just making sure nobody went that I didn't know about. Oh, look at that! My other safety went, so that stinks. Yeah, corners and safeties just started flying off the board. Oh well. Going back, who's this guy from South Carolina? 6'3", 205 pounds. Wow. Long and rangy, plays physical brand of football. Excellent run defender and tackler. High-hipped, leggy, and wiry frame that creates natural challenges when flipping his hips. Twitchy and elusive receivers, if they can beat him in press coverage. So he's good zone coverage, very lengthy. I don't know what they run, if it's a press man or if they run zone. I have no idea. So we're going to go ahead and not get him here. If he's there at 50, how about if he's there at 95, we'll get him. Everyone agree with that? This time we're going to get Marvin Wilson. Very, very physical freak. Again, right now we are looking for guys that can play scheme, versatile, and have a lot of potential. Marvin Wilson is a pretty freakish athlete at 315 pounds. Look, athleticism. We want athleticism. We want power. We want versatility. He's a 4-3 attack style defensive end. We run a 4-3 attack style, so he even fits what we need. So we'll go ahead and get him. He can probably start alongside Fletcher Cox in this defense. So it's not like we're going to waste him. He's probably going to put in a lot of reps, at least as a rotational guy. So for a third-round pick, I mean, we're getting value at the position. Looking at tackles, because we want to hit before another run goes. James Hudson's pretty nice. Adrian Ely is a very big guy. He's still really raw, apparently. I mean, he played at Oklahoma is the only thing that I kind of have worries about. So, I mean, he's blocked for Jalen Hurts for 1 year, but he's still raw, and he's in he didn't. What am I trying to say? The spread offensive linemen don't have to do exactly what they're going to have to do in the NFL, but he's still on my list in the 5th round. Just because he's raw. Nothing on James Hudson. So after the Senior Bowl, hopefully they put some respect on that guy's name. Ben Cleveland's still there. Drake Jackson, Trey Hill, Tommy Kramer. So there are still some guys that we can get late round that have some upside at offensive line. And even right now, our offensive line is still pretty much held together with veterans. So next year, if we want to, we can invest heavily in that. So let's get Marvin Wilson, and then we can move on. Probably drafting another running back late is going to be a good strategy. Let's see who's taken. I don't know who's taken because so we can pick up. If we trade back 20 spots, we get 2 7s. I don't want that. Shelvin went. So perfect. No one that we wanted went. At 95, we'll get this Mukuamu character. Kenneth Gainwell still there. Patrick Jones is still there. Edge isn't really our biggest need right now. We can get a second wide receiver with De'Ami Brown. Very, very, very underrated guy. Very dynamic. Makes big plays. Playing next to, what's the other guy? Daz Newsome. These are 2 guys, Daz Newsome and De'Ami Brown. Those are 2 guys that I would like to have on my roster. But Jalen. I think we have Jalen Rager and JJ Arcega-Whiteside, so we don't really need any more wide receivers right now. In the third or fourth round, if it gets to the fifth round, we want to take a guy. We can take a guy. Looking at tight ends, all the good tight ends have gone. We can get McKitty as a decent tight end. Eubanks, more of a blocking style. Luke Farrell, I thought he just went back to the draft, but I think that was actually Tucker. So, yeah, okay. Alabama, Carl Tucker, I thought he went back too. That's okay. So, obviously, no tight end here. Next guy's freak at corner. Is that guy. Man, I'm having a hard time just because I don't really know this roster fully, like I would for anyone else. Let's go ahead and get another. The only thing with Patrick Jones is he is physically limited. So this is not getting a guy with extreme upside like we were talking about getting earlier. He's just so technical. It's the thing. But he is a 4-3 defensive end. We did just get rid of our defensive end. I'm just, man, freak. Hold on, let's look for the next pick. I don't know why. I'm sorry it's taking me so long. For some reason, I don't want to mess this up. 130. Let's just get it. Let's get ourselves our no, we don't need. We're not going to reach on a tackle. We're going to take best available, which for us, best available is going to be this corner. We'll just grab this corner. He's athletic corner. So no, we're not going to trade up. We don't need to trade up right now. Look, corner went. Monty Rice went. They want us to trade our third. This is that same trade that we got last time. No, I don't need any more sevenths. All right. So we got our corner. It's not the greatest, but he's someone we can mold. We can get another safety in Paris Ford. No, that's okay. We can get our running back. Let's see who we still have on the board here. Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon will be a nice little, we have Miles Sanders. Trey Sermon would be a nice little addition to that backfield. 1-2 punch with his explosiveness and power. If not, we can go ahead and get that edge in Patrick Jones, or we can get another receiver. But I'm going to get Trey Sermon here. Even though they say we don't really need a running back, Miles Sanders is going on his third or even fourth year. So you're going to either have to re-sign him, take a swing, right? Get a 1-2 punch guy. We don't have a backup running back. I think we have Jordan Howard still, and then Boston Scott, who we just signed. So go ahead and get Trey Sermon, who I think is 21 years old. James Hudson goes. De'Ami Brown goes. That sucks. Patrick Jones goes, but we didn't expect him to make it back anyways. They want us to trade up. All we have to do is give them a sixth to trade up a bunch of spots. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. And then I took it because I wanted to get this tackle. I was afraid it was not going to be there in 15 picks or whatever it is. Caden Stearns there. That's cool. Daz Newsome is another guy we can get. But, crap. All right, well, where's this tackle I wanted? Tackle I want is Ely. So, freak, why did I do that? I traded away because I saw tackle start going and I got scared, okay? Well, that sucks. I don't know why this is taking so long, so apologize, but we're going to make it through this. I thought we got linebacker. Did we not get linebacker? My picks. That would have been easier. Yeah, we got Chad Surratt. So it's saying we didn't get a linebacker, so that kind of confused me. But now, so an edge rusher would be nice. We just let one go. Janarius Robinson, 6'5", 266, defensive end from Florida State. Can't really say too much good stuff. Let's go ahead and just get now. Where's our next pick? I might have just screwed us where we're going to have to reach on a guy anyways. 149. Oh, goodness. Let's see. We could get a guy like Daz Newsome, who's going to be a slot guy. Is that what Jalen Raker? I have no idea. Or a guy like Tylen Wallace is a Z. Or a guy like Marlon Williams. Gosh darn it. We can just go ahead and get our quarterback in the 4th round. We'll get him with the next pick. Let's get the tackle, man. I traded up for this tackle. He's a 173. We're just going to go ahead and get him. Let's see. Edge goes. Look at this. Wow. No tackle run. Ben Cleveland's gone. That sucks. But that tackle can probably, if not start for us right now. No. If not start for us right now, at least at guard, he can, develop most likely. And if not, we wasted a 4th round pick. It's not the end of the world. Caden Stern goes. Javion, Daz Newsome. As long as Jamie Newman doesn't go in the next. Kitty went. Marlon Williams went. Wow. All right. I was hoping that one of those guys, Marlon Williams, was going to make it back to me. 171 is our next pick. Let's just go ahead and get Jamie Newman. Not really much else to say other than just competition. So go ahead and get Jamie Newman. Ventrell Miller goes. Drake Jackson, Shaka Tony, Kylan Hill. Tony Kramer. That sucks. That was another guy I liked. They want us to give up our 5th and 6th. Oh, okay, I see. So the 6th is, they want us the basic thing. No, that's okay. We don't need to move up that far. Look at that. None of the guys I wanted went. So good for me. I don't know who I want. Shi Smith. He has drop problems, but other than that, it's pretty good. Reed Blankenship is a small school guy. Patrick Johnson is a pretty good edge. Did we get edge already? No. All right, did we get edge? Am I stupid? No, we didn't get edge. Look at that. So we can go ahead, get a guy like Patrick Johnson, who, again, small school guy. And he's a little raw, but, that's why he lasts to, what is this, the 4th round? 5th round? Yeah. So, right now you're just taking swings at fences, so. Ramondre Stevenson's a really good running back, too. We should have probably waited for him instead of getting – but I like Trey Sermon. So, And that's the beauty of this, that we can basically take whoever we want to take because kind of need every position at this point. So what do we have for interior offensive linemen? Gosh darn it, I hate this thing sometimes. No one. Wow, that stinks. All right, what do we have for tackle that we can probably move to guard? No one. Okay, well, at least we got Stone Forsyth. That's actually really good. Let's see. We've only got a couple picks left. So Stone Forsyth is going to be 256. That's my goal, is to get him as Mr. Irrelevant, because I think he'd probably start on the right side. So, and we have 230. So we have 2 third-round picks. We have $187. And so we have 4 picks left. All right. Stone Forsyth is booked in for 1. Let's see, at edge, I think Patrick Johnson's probably our guy right now. That, or what's this Coastal Carolina kid all about? Built like a brick house. He's 6'3", 260. Stiffness in his hips. Accessible hands. Raw foundation. So he's another guy you can develop. So he's another guy I'm looking for later. Malcolm Kuntz, I heard good things about as well. So, and if not, we can get wide receiver, which right now, Trayvon Grimes, that's another one. All right, so we've got 4 picks. We already have Trayvon Grimes put in there. We have Stone Forsyth put in there. We have the Lafayette running back still on the board. I probably shouldn't, but no, they are not. Spencer Brown's still there. Marabella's still there. Varel. Oh, there we go. Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell's really good. Oh my God. Marco Wilson. Should we just go for all Florida guys? Marco, Stone, that defensive end. Where is he? Not Coons. Yeah, Teron Jackson. And then Stone, who was it? Stone Forsyth, Trayvon Grimes, Mark. Yeah, those are our last 4 picks. All right, let's do it. I like it. All right. In the 5th round, Marco Wilson. Wow, he made it, ladies and gentlemen. Ramondre Stevenson goes, Rick Blankenship, Patty Fisher. They want us to trade up. We'd have to trade all 3 of our picks. We would get 2 picks back. Now, that's okay. Our guys are going to make it. I believe our guys will make it back to us. We just have to be smart on the way we pick them. Look at that. All right. Next up, so Trayvon Grimes is he's way down here. There's no way he's going to get picked. So we can go to our edge guy. Patrick Johnson's still there. Wait, did we get our? Oh, here he is. So we got our edge guy. Trey Grimes, Stone Forsyth. Those are our other 3. So let's go ahead and get our edge guy. Again, there's all these people up here that should have been picked before him. He's raw. We're going after that raw. That's the thing. Patrick Johnson goes. That's okay. Now we just got to hope Trey Grimes stays on the board. How many more picks, man? I'm getting nervous just looking. How many wide receivers are left? Oh, there's some guys. They want us to trade up. Holy crap. No, we're not doing that. Thought we were getting a third rounder for free for some reason. All right, wide receivers are starting to go. Franks goes. Just a couple picks left. Zach Thomas, my boy, goes. And it's our turn. All right. So here we get our boy Trayvon Grimes. And then at 256, we get our man who they're kind of doing him dirty down here at 349, Stone Forsythe. I think he improved greatly, showed that he has hip flexibility. He still gets beat a little bit on speed, but power he holds up really, really well. I think on the right-hand side, he'd be pretty good. So startable at least. So we'll go get our boy Grimes. Go get a big body X receiver who's powerful. So Trayvon Grimes. Next, couple more offensive linemen go. Frank Darby. There's Terry at 240. So, I mean, he could have gone anywhere with Terry if they're looking for a big body receiver. So, I think it's good that we got him there. Trey Nixon from UCF is still on the board. In real life, once he runs his 40, I'd be very surprised if he didn't go. So, and we'll go ahead and get our second tackle at 256, Mr. Irrelevant, Stone freaking Forsythe. Boom. Our draft is complete. Next year we have looks like we didn't get any picks for next year. No one traded any futures to us. So, but that's okay. Dang, they got Caden Stern with our pick because we panicked on Adrian Ely. That's funny. Yeah, so to recap this draft, we traded back from 6 to 8, picked up Devontae Smith. It's going to be a solid slot receiver for us. If we have to move him outside, we can. I think he can move around a little bit, but he's going to need to put a little bit of weight on that frame if he wants to move anywhere else. Then we got our athletic linebacker in Chaz Surratt. He's new to the position. He used to play either wide receiver or safety or something like that. I can't remember, but his brother plays wide receiver. I think he probably played that or like safety. So we ended up getting him. He's raw, but he's very athletic. Again, going for the raw athletic guys that we can mold because we're not looking to do this today. We're looking to do this in the next 3 years. Javon Holland, who's versatile, very athletic. Marvin Wilson, who's athletic. He's not very raw, but he's an athletic guy. He's going to be able to get the job done. We took this cornerback because, again, he's athletic, and I think that we can he's a little raw as well. Trey Sermon just started coming out to his own, and he's going to be a solid number 2 back with Miles Sanders, kind of split that. Plus, Miles Sanders has been banged up the past couple of years, so having a nice power back and nice reliable running back behind him is pretty smart. Then we got Adrian Ely. He's another guy who's played with Jalen Hurts, so he's familiar with our quarterback. He also is raw as well. I didn't check to see if he plays right tackle or if he plays left tackle. But he's a guy that still has time to mature into his frame. Let's see. So we ended up trading up to get him. Again, that's not a big deal. You traded up into the freaking 4th round. So he has a chance, him, Andre Dillard, and if not, move him to guard. He has a chance to build at guard. So, and same with Andre Dillard. Then we got a competing quarterback, Jamie Newman. He is a guy who has the tools. He just needs to be developed. 6'3", 235. Like, he's a stocky frame, but he can run. He's got a great deep ball. and scheme fit spread, which is what we're going to be running with Jalen Hurts anyways. So moving on, after that, we needed to take a swing on a cornerback again. It's the very end of this 5th round. So a moonshot on Marco Wilson, who his freshman year before his ACL injury looked like he was going to be an All-American, looked like he'd be a 1st or 2nd round pick. So hopefully we can get that Marco Wilson. If not, I mean, you didn't waste much. Then we took another swing on a guy, small school, Coastal Carolina, edge rusher. He's raw. He's a guy that we can probably try to develop, and he's got some athletic traits. Then wide receiver Trayvon Grimes to be our X receiver. Big, strong, pretty fast as well. I mean, his yards after catch, just dragging guys downfield is impressive. And Stone Forsythe, worst case, he's a guard for you. He's a freaking beast of a man, 6'7", 230 pounds. But I honestly think that if you get him in, he could be a day 1 starter at right tackle. Worst case, he moves to guard and he's a backup guard or he's a swing tackle. But again, he's Mr. Irrelevant. If you get, a dude that can play backup swing tackle for you for, 8+ years in the 7th round, I mean, you're stealing. This guy, I'm telling you, if Stone goes in the 6th, he's probably going to be. I wouldn't imagine him going past like the, middle of the 4th. But if someone gets him in the 6th round, I'm telling you, this is a guy to look out for as a late round gem. So, that is it for this episode of what was it called? Team Takeover Tuesday. We went a little bit over an hour. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Don't really have anything else to say other than I think the next stream is going to be Friday. We're going to do a little bit of a fun Friday. So we'll take unrealistic, situations that don't really have to do with football, but have some football aspects to it and just kind of go over things. I think this Friday, just for a sneak peek, we're going to do something like drafting a team of NFL coaches for to create a team to fight to the death. So I'll have a couple people on here and we'll draft out of the 32. We'll just do head coaches. So the head coaches that are hired right now, have them fight to the death and see which team we think wins. Maybe something like out of position teams, try to create the best all-star team out of players that are playing out of position. So that's all for now. Thank you guys for stopping by. Hot routes and hot takes. This has been a good episode, and I'll see you Friday. Peace.